Former U.S. President Donald Trump has launched a dramatic legal challenge against one of the world's most powerful broadcasters, the BBC, filing a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit over how his January 6th speech was edited and presented to the public. Court filings in Florida show Mr. Trump is seeking up to $10 billion in damages, accusing the BBC of defamation and of violating Florida's trade practices law. At the center of the dispute is a Panorama documentary that examined Mr. Trump's role in the events leading up to the storming of the U.S. Capitol in 2021. According to the lawsuit, the BBC edited together two separate parts of Mr. Trump's speech, delivered shortly before the Capitol riot, in a way that allegedly made it appear he was directly encouraging violence. Mr. Trump argues that key remarks calling for peaceful action were removed, while other phrases were highlighted to create what he calls a false and damaging narrative. The BBC has acknowledged that the edit was a mistake and issued an apology, saying the sequence gave the wrong impression. However, the broadcaster rejected demands for compensation and denied that its actions amounted to defamation. That apology was not enough for Mr. Trump. Speaking publicly shortly before the lawsuit was filed, he accused the BBC of putting words in his mouth. They made it look like I said things I never said, he claimed. They left out the words about peace and patriotism, and instead showed something totally different. Mr. Trump's legal team says the editing was not accidental, but intentional and deceptive, causing serious harm to his reputation. The lawsuit calls for a jury trial in Florida. A key legal question now is whether a U.S. court has authority over a British broadcaster. Mr. Trump's lawyers argue the Panorama documentary was accessible to us viewers through the BBC's BritBox streaming service or via other online means, a point the BBC disputes. Media law experts say the BBC is likely to challenge that claim, arguing that only a limited number of viewers in Florida actually saw the program, and that any alleged damage was minimal. The controversy has already had major consequences inside the BBC. It led to the resignation of two senior executives and prompted an internal review of editorial standards. Legal analysts warn that the case could take months or even years to resolve, with potentially huge costs on both sides. As a publicly funded broadcaster, the BBC faces added pressure over whether to fight a lengthy legal battle using license fee money. For now, the lawsuit sets up a high-stakes confrontation between a former president and one of the world's most influential media organizations, raising fresh questions about press freedom, editorial responsibility, and how political speech is presented to the public.